Good morning, crew. Today is the 18th of October, which means that we have a month left here in Carnarvon. So we had a really fun day yesterday, a very busy day. And we started out with a walk with the neighbors like we always do. But we looked outside and it looked like it was going to be clear and maybe a little sunny. So I grabbed my camera and brought it on the walk. And you're seeing pictures from this morning's walk, which was just a nice walk with the neighbors and chatting. So that's how we started our day. Did some work around the house, but then because the weather was so nice, we decided that we needed to get out. And Caroline, one of the women we walk with, recommended a place down on the Shin Peninsula. And I can't remember what it's called. I'm going to have to look real quick here. Mynydd Tir y Cwmwd. Cwmwd? Cwmwd. Yes. And it was a place that I had, it's a, there was a hill fort down there, or maybe a cairn on top of it. It's a little mountain. Mynydd means mountain, on the Shin Peninsula. And we walked down. We left around, I don't know, 1 o'clock, maybe 1:30, 2 o'clock. Anyway, at some point we went down there, and it was beautiful, as you can see in the pictures and the video. And we did a nice little hike and had a picnic lunch, and I set up the camera and obviously did a poor job framing. You'll see in this this video of us having lunch, and Sarah's eating. You can see Sarah eating a little bit. But then we also took a few pictures and just had a nice little walk around and changed one of my red dots on my map to blue, having visited yet another place that was on the list. But if Caroline hadn't actually recommended it, we probably wouldn't have gone down there. So I'm glad that she did. So we got back home. I'm working on getting videos done for Sarah's YouTube channel. So, that's kind of ongoing around all of this. And then I also worked on processing pictures from the day yesterday. I haven't finished all of them, but I will cut in some of them here, other pictures from the trip down to the Shin Peninsula. I gotta say this place again. Mynydd Tir y Cwmwd. Yeah. In the evening, we were supposed to have dinner with Chris, who manages the house, when we're not here. And she messaged us like a couple days ago and said, why don't you come to my partner's house, Joachim. So Joachim is of German descent, but I think raised in Wales, basically. He's a musicologist, and he has a place over by Bethesda. So we went over to his place for dinner, and we showed up, and there was another couple there named Dovan and Angie. And we didn't know there were going to be other people there, but it's always nice. And so we came in, and I started talking to Dovan. And first thing he said is, when we told him where we lived, he said, oh, I know, there's a couple who live there, Ben and Catherine. And I said, oh, yeah, we're friends with Ben and Catherine. Actually, you saw pictures of Catherine during the walk pictures. We walk with her every morning. I didn't say that to him. That was for you, Karu. So nice to make that connection. So we had a long discussion, and it turns out Dovan is an actor who's been in a number of Welsh language films and plays, and his wife Angie has a PhD in English literature, I think, and has written a few books, and so she and Sarah had a really interesting conversation. And so eventually I asked Dovan, I said, so where are you, or did you grow up in Llanrug, which is where their house is? And he said, no, I grew up in a little village near Dolgellau, and I thought immediately of Howell or Taff. And then he said, it's a little village called Arthog. And I said, well, we know an American in Minnesota who's from Arthog. And he said, Howell, he was my best friend when I was a kid. And so, yeah, it turns out he grew up with Howell. And, and so we had a great conversation, about that. And neither of us could believe that connection. It's not, that the fact that, we've known Howell for more than 15 years and, he's helped us navigate visiting Wales and all this. And so Sarah took a picture of Devon and I and texted it to Howell. And he texted her back this morning and said, "How did you meet Devon?" So, yeah, really cool. And then actually it's funny because after that, I mentioned that Sarah had a Welsh actor who read her books, and he knew Tom Mumford as well. He'd been in a play with Tom. So yeah, it was a really kind of a fun day, making connections and meeting people again. And plus getting out in beautiful weather. What more can you ask for? That is my story, and I'm sticking to it.